Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we will see Class 6 Social Science Periodic Test 1 Academic Year 2026-27. Maximum marks 40, time 90 minutes. General instructions: attempt all questions. Marks are returned against each type of question. Section A MCQs 1 mark each. First one, dash is latitude 0 degree. Options are Tropic of Cancer, Prime Meridian, Equator, Arctic Circle. Which is the correct answer? Equator. Equator is latitude 0 degree. Next one, Indian Standard Time or IST is dash of the local time at Greenwich, called Greenwich Mean Time or GMT. Options are 5 hours 30 minutes behind, 5 hours ahead, 5 hours 30 minutes ahead, 4 hours ahead. So, Indian Standard Time or IST is 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of the local time at Greenwich. Next one, what is the primary cause of tsunami? Options are strong winds over the ocean, heavy rainfall over the ocean, a strong earthquake or volcanic eruption on the ocean floor, large masses of clouds. Which is the correct answer? What is the primary cause of tsunami? The primary cause of tsunami is a strong earthquake or volcanic eruption on the ocean floor. Next one, very easy question. What is history? Options are the study of Earth's physical features, the study of ancient plants and animals, the study of the human past, the study of rocks and minerals. Which is the correct answer? The study of the human past is called history. Next one, Jambudvipa literally means. Options are land of rivers, island of the geometry, land of snow mountains, country of kings. Which is the correct answer? Jambudvipa literally means island of the geometry. Next one, a joint family usually includes. Options are only parents and children, one parent and children, several generations living together, only grandparents. Which is the correct answer? A joint family usually includes several generations living together. Grandparents, parents, uncle, aunt, cousins, etc. Next one, section B, short answer questions. Each question carries 2 marks. First one, what is prime meridian? Where does it pass through? So, what is prime meridian? The prime meridian is 0 degree longitude used as a reference line for measuring longitudes. The prime meridian is an imaginary line drawn from the north pole to the south pole. It is a 0 degree longitude. It is used as a reference line for measuring longitudes. Then, where does it pass through? It passes through Greenwich, London, England. It is called the Greenwich Meridian because it passes through Greenwich, a place in London, England. Next one, what do the terms CE and BCE stand for? CE stands for Common Era. It refers to the years after the conventional birth year of Jesus Christ. So, CE stands for Common Era. It refers to the years after the conventional birth year of Jesus Christ. Then, what is BCE? BCE stands for Before Common Era. It refers to the years before the conventional birth year of Jesus Christ. Next one, how did the ancient name Sindhu evolve into Indoi or Indike? Answer, the Persians changed Sindhu to Hind or Hidu or Hindu. The Persians, they found it difficult to pronounce Sindhu. So they changed Sindhu to Hind, Hidu, Hindu. The ancient Greeks later adopted the Persian name and changed it to Indoi or Indike because the letter H was not used in their language. Later, the ancient Greeks learned this name from the Persians. The Greek language did not use the letter H in the same way, so they dropped it and changed Hind to Indoi or Indike. Next one, name any 4 values that children learn in a family. Children learn values such as ahimsa or non-violence. Ahimsa or non-violence means being kind to others and not hurting people, animals, or nature. Then dana, that is giving, sharing, and helping those who are in need. Then seva or service, helping family members and others without expecting anything in return. That is seva or service. Then tyaga or sacrifice, giving up something for the happiness or well-being of others. That is tyaga, that is sacrifice. These values help them become kind and responsible individuals. Next one, section C, short answer questions, 3 marks each. First one, explain how oceans are both beneficial and destructive. Oceans help people in many ways, but they can also cause natural disasters. So, answer, how oceans are beneficial? Oceans are the source of monsoon rains, which are essential for agriculture and provide water for people. So, oceans bring monsoon rains, which provide water for drinking and farming. Then, they also influence the Earth's climate and weather. These rains are very important for agriculture as crops need water to grow. Then oceans help to control the Earth's climate and weather, making many places suitable for living. Then, how they are destructive? However, oceans can also cause cyclones with heavy rainfall and strong winds leading to widespread damage in coastal regions. Sometimes oceans produce cyclones. Cyclones bring heavy rainfall and strong winds. They can damage houses, roads, trees, crops, and coastal areas, causing loss of life and property. Next one, explain the 3 different kinds of maps. First one, physical maps show natural features such as mountains, rivers, and oceans. A physical map shows the natural features of the earth. It includes mountains, rivers, oceans, plains, and plateaus. The next one, political maps show country and state boundaries, capitals, and major cities. A political map shows man-made boundaries. It includes countries, states, capitals, and major cities. The next one, thematic maps display one specific type of information such as population, distribution, rainfall, or climate. So, a thematic map shows one specific type of information. It may show population, rainfall, climate, soil, forest, or crops. It helps us study a particular topic, that is thematic maps. Next one, how do archaeologists learn about the past? What kinds of items do they examine? Archaeologists learn about the past by excavating or digging up remains left behind by people, plants, and animals. So, archaeologists excavate, which means carefully dig the ground at places where ancient people once lived. They collect and study the objects found during these excavations. They examine what kinds of items do they examine? They examine items such as tools, pots, beads, figurines, toys, bones, teeth, burned grains, and parts of houses or bricks to understand how people lived in the past. So they study many different kinds of objects such as tools and weapons, pots and pottery, beads and ornaments, figurines and toys, bones and teeth of humans and animals, burnt grains and seeds, bricks and part of houses. Next one, what are family relationships based on? Name the two main types of families in Indian society. Family relationships are based on love, care, cooperation, and interdependence. So, family members they love and care for one another, they look after each other during times of need. Everyone works together and shares responsibilities. Then, family members help and support one another. Then, name the two main types of families in Indian society. The two main types of families in Indian society are first one, joint family, second one, nuclear family. A joint family includes several generations living together. A nuclear family is a small family. It usually consists of parents and their children only. Next one, section D, case based questions, 4 marks. Read the passage carefully and answer the following questions. A powerful undersea earthquake can create huge sea waves that travel across the ocean at high speed. When these waves reach coastal areas, they can cause widespread destruction to life and property. After a major disaster in the Indian Ocean, several countries started working together to develop systems that warn people before such waves reach the coast. India also has a national authority that plans and coordinates disaster management across the country. Based on this passage, we have to answer some questions. These are multiple choice questions. Why do many countries work together to operate a tsunami warning system? What's the need of tsunami warning system? Options are to improve tourism, to help protect lives and property before a tsunami strikes, to increase sea trade, to study marine animals. So, what is the use of a tsunami warning system? See, to help protect lives and property before a tsunami strikes. Next one, which type of natural event is most likely to trigger a tsunami? What triggers a tsunami? Options are a drought in a desert, a strong earthquake beneath the ocean, heavy snowfall in mountains, a heat wave. So, what's the cause of tsunami? A strong earthquake beneath the ocean. Next one, which of the following best explains the role of the National Disaster Management Authority or NDMA? Options are it predicts weather every day, it manages forest and wildlife, it plans and coordinates measures to reduce the impact of disasters, it builds dams across rivers. So, what is the role of NDMA or National Disaster Management Authority? It plans and coordinates measures to reduce the impact of disasters. Next one, which action would be the best response after receiving an official tsunami warning? So, after receiving an official tsunami warning, what we should do? Options are go to the beach to watch the waves, stay near the shore until the waves arrive, move immediately to a safer, higher place by following official instructions, ignore the warning if the sea looks calm. So, which is the correct answer? Move immediately to a safer, higher place by following official instructions. Next, we have map work, 2 marks. Mark Andaman and Nicobar Islands, then Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Lakshadweep Islands. So, in this map, you have to mark here. You have to mark Arabian Sea, then here Bay of Bengal, then here Lakshadweep, Islands, then Andaman and Nicobar Islands here. Next one, section F, long answer questions. 2 questions are there, 4 marks each. So total 8 marks. First one, what is a source of history? Explain any 3 types of archaeological sources with one example each. So what is a source of history? A source of history is a place, person, text or object from which we get information about past events or periods. So a source of history is anything that helps us learn about the past. It can be a place, person, text or object that gives us information about how people lived long ago. Then explain any 3 types of archaeological sources with one example each. The 3 types of archaeological sources are: first one, inscriptions. Writings found on materials such as stone, copper, plates or coins. Example, copper plates. So inscriptions are writings carved on hard materials. They provide information about kings, rulers, laws, religion, etc. Examples, copper plates, coins, etc. Next one, structures. Buildings or remains such as monuments and mounds that provide information about the past. For example, monuments. That is, structures are buildings or remains built by people in the past. They help us understand the architecture, culture, and lifestyle of ancient people. For example, monuments, temples, forts, mounds, etc. The next one, excavations. Objects found by digging, such as tools, pottery, bones, ornaments, figurines, and remains of houses. So, excavations mean carefully digging the ground to discover objects buried long ago. Then, items found during excavations include tools and weapons, pottery, beads and ornaments, figurines and toys, bones and teeth, etc. Next one, what is a parallel of latitude? In what unit are latitudes expressed? What is the latitude of the equator? What are the latitudes of the North Pole and the South Pole? How does the climate change as you move from the equator towards the poles? So, what are parallels of latitudes? A parallel of latitude is an imaginary line that runs east-west parallel to the equator, forming a circle around the earth. So, it is an imaginary circle drawn around the earth. Then, in what units are latitudes expressed? What is the latitude of the equator? Latitudes are expressed in degrees. The equator is at 0 degree latitude. Then what are the latitudes of the North Pole and South Pole? The North Pole is at 90 degree north and South Pole is at 90 degree south. Then how does the climate change from the equator to the poles? The climate is hot, that is torrid zone near the equator, then moderate or temperate in middle latitudes, and very cold, that is frigid, near the poles. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. All the best for your exams. Thank you. God bless you.